Good morning all. In this today's class we are going to see a professional elective for Electronics and Communication Department, that is 18EC646 Python application programming. We just see the introduction for this and what may be the syllabus content of this. Okay, module 1 gives us why we need to learn the Python programming and what are the advantages over other languages. That was the thing that we are going to learn in module 1. Along with that, we are going to learn about variables, how exactly the variables are present in this particular Python programming. Then we move to something by the name expressions, how the expressions are going to be written and what are its related things. And apart from that, we are going to learn something like conditional statements. Okay. Then we are given with introduction to functions. Okay. This is the syllabus that we are going to see in module 1. Let us see what exactly module 2 consists of. Module 2 will be having the special features of Python, something like strings, how we are going to validate the strings, how we are going to use the strings in a perfect manner. Then very important one, iterations, how exactly iterations are going to be and how we move further to use this in Python programming. Then very important one is files handling, how we are going to write a file, how we are going to get it and related things. Sir, can you give an example for this? I need to write something, some text data to some particular notebook. How we are going to write it and how we are going to alter it, how we are going to update it. Those are all the things we are going to learn in files. After learning the basics of this, we just move to module number 3, where we are going to learn tuples, how exactly this works. Then list. We are going to categorize this module into two different, that is mutable and immutable. There we are going to have something like tuples, list, dictionaries, and how to handle this, how to convert tuples to dictionaries and related things. These are all things that we are going to learn in this. Module 4, where a very important module, that is where we are given with the OOPS concept, object oriented programming. There we are going to learn what is a class and what is an object, how we are going to characterize the classes and how we are going to have object. Then we are going to learn on class associated with functions, how this is associated with it. Then class associated with methods. Okay. This is a very beautiful concept that we are going to see in later classes. Then module 5. Module 5 is all about the application part of these. By using all these, the prerequisites that we learned in the previous classes, we move to work out on network programming. Network programming, then its types, how we work with the low level and high level related things. Those things are going to be learnt in network programming. An introduction will be given to the databases, that is SQL, and apart from that we are going to work on web services. Okay, importing the web services and working on it. This is just a broad overview of the Python application programming, where it is categorized under professional elective.
The next topic is class and object. A class is a user-defined blueprint or a prototype from which objects are created. Class provides a means of bundling data and functionalities together. Creating a new class creates a new type of object, allowing new instances of that type to be made. Each class instance can have attributes attached to it for maintaining its state. Class instance can also have methods defined by their own classes for modifying their states. Upon looking at this overall theory, the next we need to know about object. An object is an instance of a class. A class is a blueprint, while an instance is a copy of the class with actual values. So, what are the things or what are the components that object consists of? Objects consist of a state, a behavior, and an identity. What is the state? A state is represented by the attributes of an object. It also reflects the properties of an object. Behavior. It is represented by the methods of an object. It also reflects the response of the objects to other objects. Identity. It gives a unique name to an object and enables one object to interact with other objects. Let us get into the coding part of it. Now what I do now is I create an empty class in the name of dog and I just pass it. Let's have that. Classes will be done using a keyword class. Let's go an example as a dog to create it. Let's create a class in the name of dog and just pass it. Run the program. Then whether this particular class is created or not, how to check it? Dog. Yes, dog is created at that particular instance. So the next thing is, what are the things that we can go with, and what are the methods, class methods that we need to use, what may be the parameters that we need to pass, and how to go with init methods and all. Okay, let's take a program and let's see that. Let's create a class dog. So let's create an attribute to it, class attribute to it. What may be the species? Let's go with the species of breed Mysuru. Then we move further with respect to have the definition. Def, creating the init class and declaring the first parameter as self. So go with the name, age, and color of a dog. So self dot, how to associate with one another. Self dot, using a dot operator, we are going to have it. So likewise, self dot age, self dot color. Okay, just run it. So it's showing some error. Let me clear that. Colon is missed. 7 is having some problem. I expect indentation to it. Yeah, these are all the way of learning. Yes, it's working fine now. Then, what is the use of defining this self? Class methods must have an extra first parameters in the method definition. Usually we don't give any values for this self. This is called something like a call method 1. If you have a method that takes no arguments, then we still have one argument to it. This is similar to something like other pointers that we are going to learn in C++, and even we have this reference in Java also. Next, init. The init method is similar to constructors in C++ and Java. Constructors are used to initializing the object states Like methods, a constructor also contains a collection of statements, usually instructions, that are executed at the time of object creations. It runs as soon as the object of the class is instanced. The method is very useful to do any initialization you want to do with your objects. Some care need to be taken with respect to creation of Python classes. Classes are created by using the keyword class as we did it. Attributes are the variables that belongs to the class. Attributes are always public and can accessed using the dot operator, that what we have done now. Okay, let us create some objects, say in the name as one dog. We can assign 3 different parameters to it, that is name, age and color to it. Dog, let's go with puppy, let the dog name be puppy, at the age 2, and let the color be black. Okay, let's run this and let's call one after the other, like one dot name, one dot name. Let me run that. Yes, the object I have created as one, and I am calling the attributes that I have inserted to it. So one dot name is puppy is coming. I need to check with the age. Let's check out. Yes, it's coming. Let's check with the color. It's happening. Let me create some more to it. Dog, let's say Sammy, let the age be 3, and let the color be white. While watching the video, you can just practice it. So let me check that 2 dot age. Yeah, it's showing correctly. So I need to check with the species that I have defined. So one dot species, getting the attributes, that's it. Breed Mysuru is coming. Let's check with 2 dot species. Yes, again it's in the same class. These objects are in the same class. So let me change the second particular thing, 2 dot species as breed Bengaluru. Let me check that. Now 2 dot species. Yes, these things are altered or modified. Breed Bengaluru is coming. You want to cross check means 1 dot species also. Let's go with Mysuru itself. Okay. So then these are all the exercises that we need to do, so that how exactly the creation of the classes, and how after creating the objects, how to handle the attributes and all. This is just an example to show you people. Okay. Next we just look for like giving some functionalities to it, like can we call some instance methods to it, and we just discuss it. Okay. I take the same thing. Okay, I'm just copying it for time saving. Same class and same attributes in it, class attributes. Then what I do now is I just create instance method to it as a function. Okay, method is called as a function here. So what I do now is def, let it speak. Okay, what are things need to be included here? One is speak, another one is speak in the terms of sound. Okay, we just move further with that. So what need to be written? Something need to be written, right? So the returning part is, so let me go in this manner. F colon self dot name says sound. So we have inserted one more thing to it. Let us check that whether it works or not. Okay. So how to join it or bundle it? One dot speak. Let the dog speak like this. Bow bow. Bow bow. Okay. We just passed it now. Okay, something is error. One dot speak. Okay, it's saying that dog has no attribute speak in it. So what we do now? Okay, there was an error. Now it's cleared. One dot speak bow bow. Puppy says bow bow. One is puppy. So how did you got it? So you can, if you want, means you can rerun this also. One dot one will be dog, puppy, 2 black black. That was the thing that previously run it. Now we are just assigning some speaking activities to it, that is instance to it. One dot speak will be equals to bow bow. So puppy should be say what? Bow bow. Yeah, it's saying bow bow. Okay, this is the way you can insert the instance to it and you can go with. So from this, what is the significance that we learnt it? As we know that objects are mutable. Objects are mutable. They are liable to change. That was the thing that what we did here. But if you go with the strings and tuples, they are immutable. So what are the things that where we can change it? From the previous modules, we can say that list, dictionaries, and objects are mutable in nature. Let's check for one more. So we have something like 2 dog Sammy as white. So we just send it and 2 dot speak. Let us go for whoa. Run it. Yes, Sammy says whoa. So if you want to insert the speak related things or instances to it, you can just follow this method. So after this introduction to objects and classes, we just move further in just checking data abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism in Python. Now let us take one more example and just work on it. Let's take parrot as an example and we just have it. For time saying, I'm just putting my piece of code here. Let me go with the theoretical perspectives of it. In the above program that what we are seeing, parrot, we have created a class with the name parrot. Then we define the attributes. So that is the characteristics of the objects were done. Then we have defined the instance attribute init method of the class. So then this is what a thing that we done. Then we go with the instantiate the parrot classes. So then accessing the class attributes, it's just a format. Use the dot format method to get the things. So then accessing the instance attributes. One is accessing the class attributes. Another one is accessing the instance attributes. Let me run this. Yes, blue is a bird. Who is also a bird. Blue is 10 years old and who is 15 years old. That was the thing. We instantiate the parrot class and we access the class attributes using this program. Now let us see the insertion of methods to it. Create a class parrot, then instance attributes to it, then go with the methods. Here we are going with singing and dance of that particular parrot. So instantiate the object, that is blue will be equals to parrot blue comma 10. Call our instance method. Let it go for sing happy and dance to it. Let me run this. Okay, who is going to sing that? Yes, you need to check blue. Blue sings happy and blue is now dancing. This is the way you can have the instance methods to it. Usually methods are functions defined inside the body of the class. So that was the thing we did it. They are used to define the behavior of an object. The behavior of a parrot is whether it is singing or a dancing. In the above program that what we have written here, we define two methods, that is sing and dance, and these are called instance method because they are the instance to an object by the name blue, okay, to the name to a particular thing blue, okay. Have a glance of it. First we define a classes, then we define a class, next instant an object or objects, creating attributes, defining functions that takes objects as arguments, and calling those particular objects or methods wherever necessary. That was the thing that what we have observed in this program. Next we move on to very important topic, that is inheritance. Inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is a way of creating a new class for using details of an existing class without modifying it. The new form class is the derived class, and similar, that existing class is the base class, what we call parent class, and a child class, that what we have learnt in. Now let us take an example as a bird as a parent class and penguin as a child class. This penguin is derived from the class bird. So let's init the things and let's check who is this there, and let this particular bird swim or not. That was the thing that we need to, method instance that we need to check, okay. In a child class, we have used something called super keyword, which is very necessary to call parents and the child classes. The child class inherits the functions of the parent class, that is the swim related activities that we are going to check it now. So we have used super function here inside the init method. This allows us to run init method of a parent class inside the child class. Then we can have a number of say behavioral functions of the parent class can be derived to the child class. Let me run this and just check out. So once again, we have a parent class by the name bird and which have a method swim. Now we need to check whether penguin can inherit the feature of it or not. So we have a child class by name penguin using the super keyword. Now what I need to do is I need to create an object in the name of Peggy. Peggy will be equals to penguin class. Peggy, who are you? Then whether Peggy can swim and whether Peggy can run. Okay, these are things we need to check it. Let me check that. So bird is ready now. Bird is ready. Then penguin is ready. Is penguin is ready? Yes, penguin is ready. Then who is this? This is penguin. Can penguin swim? Yes, it swim faster. Can penguin run? Yes, it can run faster. This is the feature. Swim is inherited from the parent class. You can observe run is in the child class itself and swim is in parent class, where the features of, that is inherited features of parent class is derived to the child class. Next we move to the next concept by the name polymorphism. Okay. Polymorphism is an ability in OOPS concept to use the common interface for multiple forms, that is using the same data types. Like suppose we need to color a shape. There are multiple shapes like rectangle, square, circle, pentagon, etc. However, we could see the same method to color any shape. So our intention is just to color the shapes. Irrespective of the shape, it needs to be colored. Okay, I cannot call a rectangle dot color, rectangular dot square, rectangular dot circle, or some other things. So I'm going to call one function as a coloring and color as a method, and I'm going to use that method to all the shapes that I'm going to have. Let us check with respect to a parrot example now how exactly it's going to work. Let us create a class by the name parrot. Check let is fly or not, and let check for swim or not. Okay. So now we just check for penguin. What are the common tests? The common interface that we are applying here is a flying test. So we need to check whether that particular bird fly or not. First, I am going to check bird.fly. Let us go instantiate the objects, Blue as a parrot and Peggy as a penguin, passing the objects. How will you float? Flying test. Let's check for Blue first, check for Peggy. So let's see the answer. Passing the objects goes with, first one is Blue. Blue is a parrot, and I need to check whether parrot can fly or parrot can swim. So the only option that what I got is parrot can fly. When we go with the penguin, penguin cannot fly. Okay, flying test dot Peggy. Let us check, pass the arguments with respect to something like swimming to it. We can just check for swimming activities with respect to this, and we can check what? So there is an error here, something like swim is not defined at 33. Let's check out. Yes, we need to use underscore. That we have used underscore dot underscore test here. Let me run this. So parrot cannot swim. Yeah, that's fine. Parrot cannot. Sorry, penguin can swim. Yeah, it's working fine for me. Okay, you can also check, cross check this in your systems.